Call the Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Karen, can we get a roll call for tonight?
Talmadge? Here. Kobaki?
Here.
Mosley Sheldon?
Here.
Myrick?
Here.
Hubbard?
Here, for the record, all 5 are present. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 4, communications.
There are none.
All right, thank you. Number 5 is our minutes dating July 16th, 2024.
Mr. President, if there are no corrections to the minutes for the Hammond Redevelopment Commission dated July 16, 2024, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Talmadge, second by Commissioner Kabaki. Let's get a roll call then.
Talmadge?
Yes.
Kobaki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Okay, number 6 is approval of contract between the Hammond Redevelopment Commission and American Structure Point Incorporated for the Hammond Sportsplex renovation and expansion.
Commissioners, at this time, I'd like to have Jim Talon, the Director of Parks and Recreation, step up just to say a few words, and we also have a representative from American Structure Point, John Kennedy, here as well.
Thank you, Mr. President. What we're doing at the Sportsplex is we're doing about a 20,000 square foot building expansion in the front of the Sportsplex, which is where the sand volleyball is currently. That is going to be relocated, or if you're familiar, it's the grassy area. We are going to turn that into a soccer building, multi-purpose use building, and our volleyball program, which is actually on basketball courts right now in the Sportsplex, will move to the old soccer building. That way they're going from 23 feet ceilings to 40 feet ceilings, which will be better for them and allow us to bring in better tournaments to the Sportsplex. And in basketball, we'll have their own building, volleyball will have their own building, and soccer will have their own building, which will give us the opportunity to generate more revenue and bring in bigger events to the facility.
Yeah, that's real nice. When you have to share the courts, I could see this movement and direction will be great.
Right, and the growth of our volleyball program has been exponential over the years, so it has really taken over that basketball side. Having the higher ceilings will allow us to bring in more college events. Purdue Northwest brings in a college tournament every year, so this allows us to do that. Feels a little more professional than the smaller ceilings that we have.
All right, thank you, Jim. I appreciate you coming out.
I have a quick question. Will the batting cages go away when you make these changes?
The batting cage will also go to the front building with the multi-purpose turf. So the walls that you see, if you've been in the Sportsplex, the walls that are around the soccer field will not be in the new building. It'll be just a multi-purpose, so we can do different things in there. And the batting cages will go to that building as well.
How's that going to affect parking?
Parking, we're working with the YMCA. There's going to be new parking in the back of the facility. It would be the water retention area that's being worked on right now. That is going to be parking.
Okay.
And there will be shared parking with the YMCA. Our timetable, our busy times and their busy times actually offset, so it works out that we're going to share some parking.
Good.
I love to hear it. Thank you.
You still have the other lot, too, behind you that you've done not too long ago.
Yes, there have been multiple added lots. There will be shared between the two buildings. I think there's going to be a lot of shared parking, and once that retention area is done, it's going to be parking all the way down. The sand volleyball courts are going to move to a little area behind the building now, so we still will have the sand volleyball courts, but after that, it'll be parking all the way down to the YMCA, basically.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it again, Jim. Thank you for the update on the project.
The gentleman online, does he have anything to do with that?
No, not for this project.
Okay, I just wanted to
Thank
make
you.
sure.
Thanks for checking.
All right, we have John Kennedy from American Structure Point. Would you like to add anything, or?
The only thing I would, John
on Kennedy with American Structure Point. The only thing I would add to Jim is, like he's saying, there's going to be 4 additional courts. Those will be 4 additional basketball courts as well as 8 additional volleyball courts. So they'll be multi-use, whether you need to split up basketball, volleyball, or so they'll be multi-use, so you can get the most maximum use out of them.
Okay.
On the last 8 or 9 pages of the contract, you will see renderings and floor
The
plans.
pictures, yeah. Mr. President, if there's no further questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the contract between the Hammond Redevelopment Commission and American Structure Point Incorporated for the Hammond Sportsplex renovation and expansion.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Tomich, second by Commissioner Shelton. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call, please.
Tomich?
Yes.
Kubacki?
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Helpert?
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes. Okay, number 7 is approval of determination of compliance of the redevelopment plan for Indianapolis Boulevard, sub-area of Hammond Central redevelopment area for Sixers remodeled. That's a gas station at 7316 Indianapolis Boulevard.
Hi, good afternoon. I appreciate you hearing me today. My name is Jeff Brandt, and I'm representing the owners of the Sixers Restaurant located at like at 173rd and Indianapolis Boulevard. The clients are, we've been through the Plan Commission, the BZA, and all of the necessary administrative processes to get to this point today. And the owners are proposing to demolish the existing C-store, or their convenience store, which is located, at that location, and remove the car wash. They're planning to build a new approximately a 2,800 square foot convenience store without the car wash to enhance their property. The building will be a masonry. They're going to demo the existing structure. The building will be rebuilt with masonry exterior. And I'm here to answer, the cost is going to be somewhere around $1.4 to $1.5 million investment. They're going to redo the fence along the alleyway and make it 2 feet higher per the City of Hammond's code requirements. And I'm here to answer any questions you might have regarding this project.
I always ask, I think the fuel tanks are okay, right? That was done not too long ago, right?
Before we even got started, we had all the fuel tanks tested and provided Mr. Novak in your environmental department all of the findings of the tanks.
Okay.
The only requirement that Mr. Novak is requiring is for the owners to put a shut-off valve in the existing triple catch basin. It's an oil and gas water shut-off valve, which it's part of this proposal.
Mr. Brandt, do you know if they'll be open for business for selling gas during the time of construction? Or will they close
No,
down completely?
The facility will be closed during the construction process.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Brandt.
Brian Pullen, City Planner.
He's slithered.
Sir, sir, can you sign it?
Oh. Jeff?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I haven't been here in a while.
You've been dodging.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Brandt made a good presentation of the project. And, unfortunately, I have to admit that we did our step here out of order. We should have come here first before we went through all of the Plan Commission and BZA issues that we had with it. So we won't let that happen again. I won't let that happen again. But this project, this gas station has been pre-existing and it had an existing conditional use permit. We had to go through a modification of that conditional use permit The pump islands are not being changed, so, it's still going to be, not totally in compliance with new gas station regulations, but they're not changing it. There was the question about the environmental stuff. Ron Novak, was really on top of that, and that's all been straightened out. So that took some time to get us through the process. The important thing about the opportunity to reconstruct the convenience store is we can bring it up to the architectural designs that are now in this, the redevelopment plan, the guidelines that are there. We looked towards that. We had some of those regulations in the zoning ordinance that we were able to apply. We paid a lot of attention to that front facade, windows, and making sure that windows are not covered up by inside things. There are some service areas that will be on Indianapolis Boulevard, so there's a faux window, so there's an architectural balance to the facade. The convenience store will still open out to the pump islands. That's just kind of the practical reality of gas stations. But with the removal of the gas station and the shifting of things on the site, we're also able to put some more parking spaces for the convenience store. And because that site, if you've ever used that site, it's kind of tight. Yeah, so the shifting of the building helps a little bit. It's still going to be tight at the pumps, but a little bit more maneuverability compared to what's there now. And I think I kind of alluded to it, so forgive me if I'm being repetitious, but we did look at the design language in the plan, and that we're comfortable with it. I hope when you look at the designs there that you are comfortable with it also. That being said, we recommend that the Redevelopment Commission make a determination that the proposed reconstruction of the Sixer convenience store is in compliance with the redevelopment plan. It's subject to the approval of the modification of the conditional use by the Board of Zoning Appeals. Technically, that's been done. And the technical requirements of the various departments, technically, that has been done.
Okay. The only thing I found, Brad, it's not a big deal, just for clarification, it's in the first paragraph on the page where the fence, that's probably for sound control, being a taller fence, I'm assuming.
Yes, that's part of some of the zoning regulations we have when you have basically commercial gas stations abutting a residential zone. And it also, we had this whole discussion of the transition, because when you come up to an alley in a street intersection, you want to have the fence cut down just because of site clearances issues.
Yeah, it just said south control, but I figured it was sound control. But
Well, to the extent that you can have sound control in this world, but yes.
Okay.
And with the removal of the car wash, that becomes less of an issue.
Right,
Because
it's going to sit further south.
Well, yeah, and there were neighbor complaints about the noise from the car wash. So now that they've chosen to remove it, that hopefully will help the neighborhood.
Yep. I think it's better for traffic, too, to give up the car wash to possibly be more safe getting in and out of there.
Yeah, we believe so.
All right, that's all I have.
Mr. President, there's no further discussion or any questions. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the determination of compliance with the redevelopment plan in Indianapolis Boulevard sub-area of Hammond, Central Development Area for facilities remodeled at 7316 Indianapolis Boulevard, subject to the approval of the modification. Board of Zoning Appeals, technical requirements of the various
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Tomich. With no further questions or discussion, roll call then, please.
Tomich?
Yes.
Kubaki?
Yes.
Mosley Shelvin?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Hopper?
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes.
What was that?
For the record.
Oh, okay.
Right, sign in.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant.
Thank you.
Thank you for investing.
Okay, number 8's a resolution number 2024-11, a resolution of City Hammond Redevelopment Commission amending the declaratory resolution that establish designated and approval of East Hammond Urban Renewal Area and the Urban Renewal Plan for East Hammond Urban Renewal Area, IND R-91 NPD Area 2 to modify the boundary description.
Commissioners, on Zoom, we have Dan Bowditch. Jan is the one that drafted this resolution. Dan, could you say a few words about this resolution?
Yes, I can. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. So the resolution before you this afternoon is a resolution to amend, as stated, the East Hammond Urban Renewal Area. I have been working with the Redevelopment Department and Brian Poland in the Planning Department to prepare a redevelopment plan for the Calumet Avenue corridor to be designated as the City Hall redevelopment area and redevelopment plan, including an allocation area. And in our due diligence, what we've found is that the East Hammond urban renewal area has an area of frontage on Calumet Avenue that needs to be removed in order for that area to be included in the Calumet Avenue corridor. In addition, what we found is through Brian's detailed review is that there were parcels that were added to the East Hammond urban renewal area through Resolution 11-7 in November of 1997 that included certain parcels on the east side of Columbia Avenue from Field Street to Willard Avenue. However, since that time, those parcels have been replatted and subdivided. Those parcels now no longer exist, and we couldn't even tell where what that boundary would even be. So this is a technical correction to rescind the resolution number 11-7, so that the boundaries as shown for the new boundary area would be less the Calumet Avenue frontage, as well as the Columbia Avenue east frontage. It is included in Exhibit A. Exhibit B shows the Calumet Avenue frontage that would be removed, and Exhibit C shows the parcel numbers that would be removed. Upon approval, this would then, if approved this afternoon, it would go through the next required steps for it would go to the Plan Commission for its approval as consistent with the comprehensive plan for the city. It would then go to the City Council for approval of the Plan Commission's action, and then it would come back before the Commission for confirming resolution. If there's any questions, I tried to be brief. It's a modification, again, it's a modification to the boundary, not only for Calumet Avenue, but to clean up a technical issue with the boundary on Columbia Avenue.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Bowditch. Does anyone have any questions for him? Or?
Mr. President, if there is no further questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the resolution number 2024-11, resolution of the City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission amending the declaratory resolutions that establish, designated, and approved the East Hammond Urban Renewal Area and the Urban Renewal Plan for the East Hammond Urban Renewal Area. IND R-91 NPI Area 2 to modify the boundary description.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Tomich, second by Commissioner Myricks. Let's have a roll call, please.
Tomich,
Yes.
Backy,
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon,
Yes.
Irick,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Number 9's our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, if there's no questions about the Register of Claims, I make a motion to approve the claims for the Hammond Redevelopment Commission, beginning with claims dated 8/1/24 and ending with claims dated 8/15/24, claim number R65784 through R65872 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Tolman, second by Commissioner Shelton. That's the Register of Claims dating August 1st, 2024 through August 15th, 2024. Claim R65784 through claim R65872 inclusive. Is there any questions or concerns on these claims? Okay, then roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Halpert.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Okay, number 10's our reports. We have Ann Taylor tonight. Would you like to share anything?
I would, thank you. We have 2 events coming up of interest. Our next Mayor's Night Out is next Wednesday, August 28th. This is for the 4th District. It is at Edison, and it will start at 6:30. So if you're free or to share the information, please do. And right now, we are in the planning stages of our annual Realtors Breakfast. We have that in September. This year's, it will be on the 26th, which is Thursday, at the Lost Marsh, starting at 9 a.m. And at that time, we will have Pete Novak from NIRE come on up and talk about the current housing in Hammond in Northwest Indiana. And we will also have economic development and planning and development updates from Juan Moreno and Melissa Campbell. If you are interested in attending, let me know and we can get you some tickets. Thank you.
Okay. Appreciate that, Ms. Taylor. All right, that concludes our reports. Number 11, new and unfinished business. I think we have an item tonight.
We do. We have an agreement that came up last minute that we would like to bring before you for review. Brian Poland, if could you step on up and just give a quick update on why we are reaching out to a company for this survey?
Okay. Hopefully you're familiar with the Westlake Corridor project, the Gateway site, which is up at Goslin and Sheffield. We've been working for some time with NICD and the Regional Development Authority to see what opportunities there are for development that will go around that station. And the area in particular is be south of Goslin and north of where the new tracks are going to be. The new tracks are going to be shifted to the south. I don't remember exactly the dimension, but it's going to be shifted to the south, so that's going to hopefully open up some more land for opportunities. And we're still working through that development agreement as to what will happen, and eventually we'll go out to an RFP. But before we can do that, we got to start with knowing exactly how much land is there. So that's what this contract is for, is to identify through survey how much land is available. We have chosen a company that is new to us. They were recommended by some of the consultants with the RDA as being qualified to do the work. And their price was better than what some of the local surveyors gave us. Hopefully that will play out well and not run into cost overruns. But that's what the contract is for, is we're looking for approval to go forward. I guess that's technically what we're asking for? Okay.
My question to you is, how do we word
How to make the motion? I think I'll defer to Ann and Dave on that one.
I would say an approval of the agreement from JQOL, and then just read the whole reference in bold right on the top for City of Hammond overview, boundary survey, et cetera. Yep.
President, for the discussion of questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement with JQOL between the City of Hammond, overall boundary survey, easement / RW review, and Indiana.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Tolmich. Let's have a roll call, please.
Comich,
Yes.
Kubacki,
Yes.
Mosley Sheldon,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Halpert.
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes. Okay, public comment is open now. Public comment is open. Public comment is open. If anybody would like to come forward and speak.
In the audience tonight, Commissioners, we do have our new Chief of Staff, Scott Miller, attending is this the first redevelopment commission meeting for you, Scott? It is. Would you like to say a few words to the commissioners?
Yep.
Thank you.
I was
Scott,
gonna-
you're used to meetings where there's like no public comment, right? So,
I'll take all 3 of my minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to say everybody's been really great. It has been this is the start of my 3rd week, and the support from everyone's been super positive, very overwhelming in a good way. And I continue to learn, and so I'm going to be present in a lot of meetings just till I get up to speed on everything that's going on. And look forward to continued success for the city of Hammond. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate having you. Welcome. All right. If there's no one else, then public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Number 13.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.